in spite of all the turmoil and the chaos, the Great Awakening of Humanity, the event, I believe will be accelerated by this because of the transformation that's going on, that's been forced upon everyone with the various restrictions and changing in lifestyle and all the other things that we're all going through, and it's getting updated hour by hour, and we're really navigating the shift in real time now. It's quite fascinating to watch, and of course there's a lot of suffering. A lot of people have got a lot of problems they're having to deal with on various levels, but it's pretty surreal out there. I've just been for a walk around my local neighbourhood in Cottontree, and there was hardly any cars around. A lot of businesses were actually closed, not many people. It's a weekday here, and yet somehow life is still going on. But one thing for sure is a lot of people are definitely spending a lot more time at home, and I feel this is a catalyst for this Great Awakening, because this virus, this restrictions that have been imposed by the government are actually forcing people to change their lifestyle, which is actually going to create a lot of growth and a lot of deep awakening around how people are living their lives. And by this, we're really in a process where we're going to be starting to question consumerism. Obviously, with the economic fallout from this, people have got less money to spend, and definitely less money to spend on consumer consumption. And this will alter our lifestyle habits, our choices, and ultimately our outlook on life from a more broad perspective, because our values will change, our goals will change, our hopes and dreams will change. There'll be a lot of things that are going to come from this that are going to be positive, because so much of the energy and time and effort we spend on things in our culture, it really is meaningless, and it doesn't really produce any fruits of evolution or even give people very much peace or happiness. And by that I mean all the mindless consumerism, the capitalist consumption, the endless busyness. People like wearing their kind of busy lifestyle as some kind of a badge of social status, even though it doesn't give them any peace or fulfillment a lot of the time. And this is going to be under the microscope for all of us now, because we're actually forced to actually go within, not just physically, but also from a conscious perspective. We're going to be forced to look inside ourselves, because so many of the things that we're doing are actually subconsciously a way of escaping ourselves. We're trying to numb out, check out, bypass, avoid, all these types of strategies simply to avoid actually coming to terms with who we are and what's going on in our own hearts and in our own lives. And this will be one of the greatest catalysts for transformation that we've really seen in a long time at a mass scale. So I expect people to start engaging in much more meaningful conversations, meaningful dialogue, meaningful pursuits, and looking for a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment that isn't just basically this robot autopilot type way of being, where we're just basically on the treadmill and not questioning things, not examining things, not researching things, not studying things. All these sorts of issues are going to come to the surface in a really, really big way across this year, 2020, and of course going forward into the next decade. So I expect there to be new values to emerge, new lifestyle options. For example, I live on the beach here in Cottontree, and I was amazed at how many people at the beach on the weekend. There's always people at the beach, of course, on the weekends, but it seemed like there was more for this time of year. Now we're past the equinox and heading into autumn. So people seem to be connecting more with nature because of this idea of having a healthy connection to themselves, getting vitamin D, grounding, connecting to the earth, and just spending some time in nature from a mental wellness point of view and also a physical wellness point of view. This time of reflection will produce a lot of things, and also what kind of world do we want to live in? People are questioning the globalist agenda, the idea that we're running short of things because manufacturing is being diminished in this globalist trade, and all the other things that are making shortages, and people are concerned about things running out and so on, largely because we import a lot of these goods today. So it's going to have very, very far-reaching implications, a lot of wide ramifications, and we're only at the very beginning of this journey. So it's going to be quite fascinating to see it unfold as to the kind of decisions and choices people start making and reevaluating their lives because of this forced what's been forced on us is to go within. So I think more people will start practicing mindfulness, meditation, yoga, all these sorts of really beneficial practices, and really focusing on their own being as a source, as a well for contentment, for joy, for fulfillment, and not looking for these external things in the same way. So I'm expecting to see a really profound shift in consciousness at a planetary level as we go through this crisis together, and I'm sure that the outcome of it, there'll be a lot of upsides, a lot of new ideas, a lot of innovations, a lot of other things tied into the Aquarian age that we're entering, and of course there's a lot of shifts happening astrologically as well, a lot of cosmic signatures that will propel this transformation, this great awakening of humanity. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. We live in epic times.